Hello, welcome. I'm Kat. This is Yoga with Come Follow Me. And today we're doing Alma 11 through 12. I'm filming this ahead of when I actually post it. And today has been just rainy. So I am in sweats and a t-shirt and it feels really good. So get comfortable. Today we're going to start on our back. So let's go there. Go ahead and just come down onto your spine, down onto your back, whatever is comfortable for you. So you can bend your knees, you can come into Shavasana with our palms facing up, whatever feels good. So come here and start to close your eyes. Notice your body, notice your breath. Let your thoughts come in and let them move out. Think of your thoughts kind of like clouds in the sky. They come in above your head, they float, and then they swiftly just leave on the other side. And more clouds come in and more clouds leave. Our thoughts are the same way. We don't necessarily want to block all of our thoughts out. We want to welcome them in and just let them leave. Notice that they're there and let them go. So just notice that. Notice what comes into your mind, what's on your mind. Notice your body. Are you holding any tension? How does it feel laying on your back, especially on flat ground? Most of the time we're on a bed, on a mattress. And it feels a little bit different, so just notice that. Notice where it's putting pressure where it usually doesn't, or maybe a little bit more tension where there isn't. Notice your breath. Start to slow it down. And then notice your face. Bring all the muscles into awareness and slowly just let them melt down into the ground. Relax the muscles around your eyes, around your jaw, around your mouth. Let those muscles around those eyes relax and notice that they're nice and relaxed, relaxing our eyelids. And then we'll focus on anything else and those muscles naturally tense back up. So constantly just bring that awareness to your eyes. Because eventually those muscles will get the message that you want them to relax. Now slowly start to deepen your breath, keeping your eyes closed and your muscles relaxed. Inhale all the way to the top and exhale slowly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that nice deep breath going. Start to warm up your body from the inside out, starting with your breath. So slowly start to warm up that breath. Usually that means going deeper. Focusing on the breath. Constricting your throat muscles and making your breath audible, creating an ujjayi breath. Whenever you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, keeping that breath deep and even, just slowly make your way to your stomach. We're just going to roll over. But if you need to take any other stretch before or in between then, go ahead. Once you're there, place your palms underneath your shoulders. And on your next inhale, you're just going to lift your chest. Breathe here for a minute. Bring your shoulders back and down away from the ears. If it feels good, keep your eyes closed. Your breath is deep. Inhale here, and on your exhale, just come back into child's pose. Bring your hips over your heels. Stretch your arms out in front of you and rest your forehead on the ground. On your next inhale, just come up onto all fours. Inhale here. Maybe wave your spine a little bit, whatever you're feeling. And whenever you're ready, just bring your hips up and back into downward dog. So let's start in Alma 11. This is where a character named Zeezrom comes into play. And if you remember, Alma and Amulek are teaching the city of Ammonihah, and they are in unbelief. They don't like Alma or Amulek. Amulek is from the city. Alma came in to teach. He converted Amulek. They both started teaching the city, and the people don't like them. Zeezrom is a character who will stand up and step up in kind of this like hateful language against them. It says in here at the end of Alma 10, Zeezrom was the foremost to accuse Amulek and Alma, being one of the most expert among them of Ammonihah, having much business to do among the people. So he had a lot of influence. Okay, from here, inhale and just come into a plank, your high plank. Your shoulders are over your wrists, your heels are over the balls of your feet. So if you need to just shift forward, you can do that. Engage that core. Inhale here and exhale. On your next inhale, we're just going to shift our weight onto the right. So onto our right palm, and our feet are going to stack onto each other, onto our right. Inhale, your left fingertips all the way up to the sky. And breathe here for a minute. So Zeezrom comes in, and at the beginning of chapter 11, they talk about money and what it's worth to them in these days, and what they're called, and it kind of goes into how much everything is worth. Okay, exhale, come onto that plank again, that high plank. Bring that left hand back down, and on your next inhale, we're going to switch sides. So come onto your left, and inhale the right, fingertips all the way up to the sky. Zeezrom comes up to Amulek and says, I will give you 6 aunties if you deny God. And Amulek is like, you're kidding. Are you serious right now? I would never put money ahead of my testimony, ahead of my faith. Inhale here, and on your exhale, bring that right hand back down, back into your plank. Inhale here, and on your exhale, just come into downward dog. Breathe here for a minute. So then Zeezrom says, do you believe that there is no God? And Amulek says, no, though I know that there is a God, and I know that he loves me more than anything. Okay, inhale the right leg to the back wall, three-legged dog. And exhale, engaging that core, bringing that right knee in towards the center of your body. You're just going to shift your weight onto the right side, just like we did, into a fallen star. So that right leg comes between that left hand and the left leg. If you want to, you can inhale those left fingertips all the way up to the sky. Breathe here for a minute. Amulek is so strong in his testimony, and he's just like, no, I know that there's a God, and there's no way I would trade any amount of money to say anything else. I can't. I know my faith. Okay, come back into downward dog. Inhale here. Actually, let's just breathe for a minute, and then we'll do the other side. Wring out those wrists if you need to. My wrists always kind of feel that weight. So wring those out a little bit. Okay, on your next inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog, to the back wall. And exhale, bring that knee in towards the center of your body and just shift your weight to the left side. Your left leg goes out to the right side, and inhale, right fingertips all the way up to the sky. This is called fallen star. So Amulek tells him all about his testimony. He talks about Christ coming mainly, and how he knows of a surety that he will come. And Zeezrom just asks all these questions about it, and Amulek answers without any doubt. Inhale here, and exhale, bring both of your hands back down. Inhale, and exhale into downward dog. They talk about the resurrection and what will happen when Christ comes. And at the end of chapter 11, Zeezrom begins to tremble. It says in verse 46, now when Amulek had finished these words, the people began to be astonished, and Zeezrom began to tremble. And then thus ends the chapter 11. So then we're in chapter 12. And I named this chapter Teachings, because they teach a lot about the core of the gospel in this one, and just how important it is to come back to what they are teaching the people in this city. From here, we are just going to lift the right leg and bring it over to the outside of both of our palms. I should have tied my hair up. And come into a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows, maybe sway side to side, open those hips a little bit. Take some weight off of those wrists. From here, see if I can tie my hair up real quick. Okay, from here we're going to shift our weight onto that right side one more time and just lift the left leg. You can bend the knee if that feels good. It always helps me to shift that weight a little bit if I just bend the knee. And then forward fold a little bit deeper onto that right side. So chapter 12, Alma contends with Zeezrom. They talk about the mysteries of God and the faithful and the judgments, and the wicked shall suffer, and the mortal life, and the probationary state, and the plan of redemption. They talk about so many things, and the remission of sins and repentance, and Christ coming again. And they talk about all these things. And Zeezrom, all of a sudden, feels, let's see, where is it? This power, this faith, and this spirit upon him. In verse 7, he says, Alma had spoken these words, and Zeezrom began to tremble more exceedingly, for he was convinced more and more of the power of God. And he was also convinced that Alma and Amulek had a knowledge of him, for he was convinced that they knew his thoughts and intents of his heart. Power was given unto them that they might know of these things according to the Spirit. And Zeezrom began to inquire diligently. So he wanted to know more. He said unto Alma, what does this mean? Which Amulek hath spoken. Like, he's like, okay, so maybe you guys have a point. Bring that left knee leg back down onto the ground and shift your weight onto that side. Lift and or bend that right leg and forward fold onto that left side. And so they keep teaching him, and they teach him all about the gospel and Christ and all those things that I named, which is in the chapter heading of chapter 12. They teach them the entire chapter, and they feel it, and they understand. They come to this understanding of the Spirit, which just shows that Alma and Amulek had an amazing spirit with them. Okay, whenever you're ready, bring that right leg back down. Come back into that wide-legged forward fold. Sway side to side. Inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze out. And on your exhale, just bend your knees. Come into that yogi squat. I love that Zeezrom was converted with these people and the teachings, and how he's kind of looking back thinking, I didn't understand what was missing. I didn't see it and I didn't understand it until you guys came and showed me the way, which reminded me of when I first started these videos. I was so nervous and didn't really know exactly how or what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. But I just began. I just felt strongly that I needed to, so I did. And a distant friend of mine reached out to me shortly after I had done a couple of them, and she said basically what Zeezrom is saying. She said, I have gotten to a point in my life where I have figured out my finances. I've figured out how to work with what I have, but I never realized that the scriptures were missing, that the gospel was missing in my life and in my yoga practice, that God was missing in my life and in my yoga practice. And at the start of every day, until you've started these videos, I just didn't realize that that's what was missing. I knew something was missing, I just didn't know what. And she wrote this, and at the beginning of it, she said, I'm in tears right now even writing this. You have changed everything for me. You've changed my outlook on what I really was missing. Okay, whenever you're ready, just come back down into a seated position. After reading that, I was just in complete tears because I felt that spirit in between us. So that's my question for you. I'm going to leave with you is, has there been a time in your life where you felt a really strong connection or spirit between a person, where that spirit or the gospel just instantly connected you in a certain way? And you both very, very much felt it. I found it so refreshing also to finally find this character in the Book of Mormon where he is turning against them and he's having a hard time with what they're teaching. And then through the Spirit, he is led up to where they are and to understand where they are. Whereas a lot of these past battles where these guys come in that don't understand them and are fighting against them, they definitely stay that way. They don't feel the Spirit eventually. The light in me honors and loves the light within you. I will see you next week. Namaste.